Hey everyone, how's it going? RealDealO'Niell back at you again. John, RealDealO'Niell as your host. I'm gonna go ahead and get into the card review part 6. Alright, let's see what cards we got. Also, got a little surprise, because I got a new way to format things now. Took the extra time, figured out like a little snip tool that I have on my freaking Microsoft thing, so I don't have to like go to the website, and you guys can see all my open tabs or whatever. Alright. First up, we have Lady Ashvane. She's a 5 cost 5/5 for Warrior Legendary Minion. Battle Cry, give all weapons in your hand, deck, and battlefield +1/+1. Now, I think this has relatability with a card that's from, I think, what, Goblins and Gnomes? Or something with that, I think Dr. Boom said or whatever. Um, it, I don't know. It's tough. I went and looked at the weapons, and there aren't too many that look like that go too well with this one. Um, I'd say it's okay for now, but I mean, like with upgrade, that gives your weapon +1/+1 on the field is great. I mean, giving it in your deck in hand, that sounds great too. It's just we're gonna have to wait and see if there are more weapons that get printed, because as it stands right now, it's pretty kind of mediocre and doesn't really have too much support. I think there's like 3 weapons right now. So depending on what core produces and what this set produces of, like for more weapons, we'll just have to wait and see. Alright, next up we have Coil Scar Commander. It's a 6 cost, 2/6 epic minion Naga for Demon Hunter. It has Taunt and Battle Cry. If you've cast 3 spells while holding this, summon 2 copies of this. That's pretty good. That's 618 worth of stats. Um, I think that could be. I mean, it's Demon Hunter, so Demon Hunter usually casts spells pretty quickly and effectively. And a card that we're gonna see at the later end of this will be really awesome because it's gonna make things a lot cheaper. And so I think this is gonna be a lot more manageable to do. But I mean, just by itself, like top deck it, it's a 2/6 Taunt Battle Cry. It's not going to be effective if you don't have the spells to cast with it, so it's going to kind of fall flat. Luckily enough, Demon Hunter rarely runs out of juice for drawing cards, and they have plenty of draw card synergy. Although I think they might be losing Glide, and Glide was a really good draw card, and so we might just have to Core is really going to put a better perspective on what all these cards are going to do and how they're going to work and how the meta is going to like really pan out. But Demon Hunter is looking pretty nice. All right, next up for Shaman, we have a 3 cost 3/4 legendary Radiance of Ashara. And this thing's crazy, okay? It has 3 effects for 1 card. And it looks like Shaman's definitely taking that role of wanting to cast from different spell schools. So now you have the multicaster that has synergy with it when you draw a card for each like certain spell school you cast. And then you have this thing. And we also saw there was the one that produces 3/3 elementals for each school that you've cast from. So, Radiance of Ashara. Fire spell damage +2. Your nature spells cost 1 less. And after you cast a frost spell, gain 3 armor. That's crazy, man. That just fucking it looks like they're really trying to push for Shaman to be that, I don't know what you call it. I don't got like a freaking thing for jack of all trades is like the word that pops up in my mind. Really don't know if it's that jack of all spells. We can go with that, right? That's a thing, I guess. But yeah, it's gonna be awesome. 3 for 3/4, good stats for the cost, and I mean, I don't know. This is gonna be pretty awesome, to say the least. All right, let's get to the next one. All right, next up, and we're gonna have 2 more cards that are part of a Diver series, and you'll notice they all kind of share a similar theme of Dormant for 1 turn and Rush. So this is a 1 cost 4/1 Pelican Diver. It's a common neutral minion. It's a beast, and Dormant for 1 turn Rush. So first turn you can play a 4/1. That could hinder what your opponent's planning on playing the next turn, because that's going to be like, oh, well, wait, whatever I play, they're probably just going to kill it and get rid of it. It's a good minion board removal. Not great late turn, of course, but at least it's the great thing with these like dormant for one turn cards is they all are going to have rush, and so they're going to be able to be effective right afterwards. And it's a minion just on the board. So as we saw earlier, Shaman has that bioluminescence, right? So you can cast 2 of these ahead of time in the turn that you're planning on using it, like let's say turn 2, 2 on turn 2, and then next turn, bam, give them all spell damage plus 3, or plus 1. I don't know why I said plus 3. I give you spell damage plus 2, and so it could be good. Next one. This one I think is probably one of the better ones because this is the more hindering one, which is Murloc, Slime Scale Diver. It's a 3 cost 2/4 neutral legendary with dormant for 1 turn, rush, and poisonous. Now, the reason why this one's the best out of all of them is because, well, poisonous. So no matter what, like, your opponent's not, like, you're going to play this to stall your opponent. If you know your opponent's getting right around that turn, like 6, 7, or 8, or whatever, you know they're about to play that big minion, that's going to stop them because they're not going to want that to die. So they're going to probably try to put up some sort of defense against it. Or, or they're not, it's going to be like, oh crap, they have to like wait a turn. That's going to stop them from doing what they wanted. It's a good kind of disruptive effect or disruptive card. And yeah, so it's going to be awesome. They play any minion, it's going to kill it. It's going to get rid of it. It's a nice little removal card. And this one will probably be seen in a lot of decks, especially new Corsa, or a new, expansion coming out. This one will be a very common card. Will it get nerfed? Maybe. We'll see. And then next up we have a 5 cost 6/4 Gangplank Diver. Dormant for 1 turn, rush, and immune while attacking. This is probably the second best one out of all of them because, well, rush and immune while attacking. So that means after it attacks, you're still going to have a 6/4 no matter what. So it's 6 damage you throw into a minion. Or, 5th turn, it's dormant for 1 turn. Next turn, turn 6, it comes up. Oh, what can you play on turn 6? Captain Smite. And now they're both going to have charge. So that's 12 damage you can take to the face if you wanted to. So I mean, this one's good because of the pirate tag. If it was a different tag, it wouldn't be as good, I don't think. Being a pirate, it can also go into the rogue, it can go into warrior, although I don't think I'd see it in warrior. We might, who knows. It's a nice overall, and I mean, it could pop up in the what was that one? The legendary Colossal that warrior has, which wouldn't be the best one really to get, I don't think, because you're looking for more immediate turns and you want that Mr. Smite, and I have a feeling we're going to see so much Mr. Smite memeness out of the that card. But this is a good in general card, and probably will see play as well. Alright, next up. Whoa, look at that casting cost. 20? What? But we don't have 20 mana crystals. Well, don't worry about it. Naga Giant. 8/8 neutral epic minion. Cost 1 less for each mana you've spent on spells this game. There used to be an Arcane Golem, which was neutral also. And I think it cost 12, but it costs 1 less for each spell. So this is for the cost of spells you spent. Might maybe land in a Paladin deck since they have like kind of mid-range-ish kind of spells. It could be also in a deck that you play a lot of spells in, so it could be in Demon Hunter as well. They seem to be kind of going for a... I mean, they already do spells well, so they're probably... Maybe there's like a Naga spell synergy deck that they're going to do. Who knows? Only time can tell with more cards. I don't know. I started off not being too excited for this set, and this set, seeing these cards, I'm getting pretty pumped for. I'm ready to see what's going to happen. But yeah, it looks okay, typical giant card. 20 cost is a decent amount, and that's the highest cost one we've seen. I mean, if you somehow don't have any spells and you have Guff for Druid, I mean, you'll be able to cast them eventually, but won't be seen in a deck that's not for, spells. There'd be no point. Like, you'd have to at least have 10 mana worth of spells, and then hopefully some more, because you don't want to cost a 10 mana 8/8. That's not really worth any bang for its buck. Okay, moving on. The Demon Hunter. 2 cost. Carry on my Wayward Sage. I mean, it's Wayward Sage. An epic. 2/2. Naga also. Outcast. Reduce the cost of the left and right cards in your hand. Or rightmost. Sorry, left and rightmost cards. So, it's 2 on the side. As the Outcast usually runs with Demon Hunter anyways. this card looks really freaking awesome. Like, I mean, it can come out pretty quickly, and reducing two different cards at a time, that's gonna be pretty nice. Demon Hunter already it does a really great job at what it does. Cycling through its cards and playing it, and top decking this is great because then as long as it's not the only card in your hand, you're gonna reduce probably 1 to 2 cards, or just having it in your hand and hopefully like second to left or the leftmost minion or card, then it's going to be great. This is going to be a really great card. We're probably going to see it getting played, being used in, I don't know if I'd say every single Demon Hunter, but most likely every single Demon Hunter. I mean, it's a pretty great card. Unless there's like a demon-specific Demon Hunter, this might not see play in there. But aside from that, this is most likely going to be in there. All right. And then next we have Wrathspine Enchanter. It's a 7-cost epic 5/4. It has Battle Cry. Cast a copy of a Fire, Frost, and Nature spell in your hand. Targets chosen randomly. And so this is, I think this is going to be a pretty good card. As you can see, they're really pushing for that, one of each spell school, at least basic spell school that Shaman will run. And there's already plenty of frost spells. There's a lot of frost spells for Alteric Valley. And we've already seen a fire spell. We're not sure what, new fire spells are going to show itself in the core set. Same with the nature spells. But this could see play. It could not see play. But with this, the legendary we just went over, and there's another card that has synergy for playing those spells. If it's not a thing now, it will be a thing eventually, because it's a pretty good card and it works well. I mean, being able to cast 3 spells off your hand for 7 mana with a 5/4 body, that's going to be good. And a Naga, minion type, there's probably going to be some synergy with that. So we're just going to have to wait and see what it does. Moving on. And I believe last we have Emergency Maneuvers. It's a 2-cost secret epic for Hunter. When a friendly minion dies, summon a copy of it. It's dormant for 1 turn. So it kind of falls into the theme for those neutral ones we just saw, dormant for 1 turn. And that's pretty freaking cool because it's going to come back with full health. It's not like, oh, the Paladin one, if it dies, comes back with 1 health. It's going to be full health and it's just dormant for a return. That could be, good and or bad, depending on what minion gets killed. And now if we look here, it would look like, we're getting a little bit of a preview for what the, I would say, Hunter Colossal is going to be. And that looks like a big old Hydra that they're going to have. Most likely Beast Tag. It looks like, that's the, I believe, the Paladin Colossal ship thing that we saw. That's running away from this thing. I mean, look at the size difference in that. This thing's huge. I'm going to predict, okay, this is what I'm thinking. Colossal 2. And there's going to be 2 heads. So we're going to have one of the main bodies and then the 2 heads splitting off as 2 appendages. I don't know what it's going to do, but I'm thinking that's what it's going to land on. And they might save that for the card reveal. Or for the big reveal on April 5th. But I'm excited to see it. I'm getting really stoked for all of these cards. And it's going to be fun. Let me just make sure. Yep, okay. Well, like I said, that's it for that. Thank you very much for tuning in, liking, commenting. Like I said, any critique that you have for me or any way that I can improve, let me know. And hey, if you've been watching these videos and if you like how I did it this time, let me know, because I just tried something new, found out I could do that little snip tool. I'm going to be using that later on for more of my card review videos for like where cards are going to land and what, and I'm going to try like stack them up all nicely, make it look all cool on my screen and whatnot. And yeah, so I had a really great time and I'm having really fun. I'm super stoked for all of this, and I hope to see you all in the next review. Bye.